3, 2, 1. Welcome!
I'm Jackie Costa, and this is Responsory's first vlog and podcast.
I'm Kristin Dixon. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to get into tips, expertise, and why you should trust a agency for all your marketing needs. Marketing? That's pharma and marketing together. All right, so getting into our first topic is credibility. Why should anyone trust us or any outside agency if you're a pharmaceutical company looking to hire a marketing agency? What are you looking for?
Yeah, my day-to-day work involves pharma marketing. So I'm super in tune to what the FDA requires, what it allows me to say, what it doesn't. Plus, our clients have such rigorous compliance and legal teams that we have to work with them and understand where they're coming from and really not push back on their rules because the industry is so sensitive.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think an agency should be mentally flexible and open to learning new things. We can try to understand the industry as well as a pharmaceutical client would. So just being open to learning new things, like you said, not pushing back because FDA regulations and intricacies are changing all the time. So just being open and approachable, that would make for a pretty good partnership.
And I think because of our experience, knowing things that we can say or not going off label or just some of those sort of specific things kind of gets us a step ahead right out of the gate because we understand those kinds of things. We've done 8 drugs?
8 drugs in 8 years since 2016.
So that's a lot of launches. A lot of
credibility.
Yeah, definitely. I think too that we've done a great job in terms of marketing to patients and other healthcare providers. And I think that on the digital world as it is, whether we're talking Reddit ads, digital display, search ads, all of that has its own intricacies as well.
Right.
And knowing how to marry pharma marketing into that world of digital advertising is a big accomplishment.
I'd say.
So day to day, we work with pharma clients.
All the time.
What do you think is something that has helped you understand that world?
Oh, a lot of challenges, I think, come initially because there's a big learning curve with every new product launch. It's going towards different audiences, different intricacies around the drug itself, the goal of what the pharma client needs to accomplish. So I think just to kind of tackle all that would be you have to be able to mobilize quickly, be nimble, be flexible, mentally flexible, like we kind of talked about earlier. I think having a great attention to detail to know what can and cannot be said in any space or place, be it a website, digital ads, Google search ads, different rules for each, and adaptability. Things can change, deadlines can change. A drug could have a really fast launch, but then it gets backlogged with legal and compliance approval, and you might play a little bit of a waiting game. So just always being adaptable and available to your clients, I think, is a good way to kind of overcome all those.
You know what I think is also very important, imperative actually, is understanding the data or gathering the market research too. That I think to understand not only what the audience needs or the pain points of the audience, but also what other competitors are doing.
That's huge.
And understanding what the market is saying about the certain drugs that are out there.
I think our team does a great job of understanding the competitive atmosphere, making sure drugs we're working on, product launch, whatever it is, that we stand out in the sea of sameness. There's a lot of other drugs out there, a lot of generics. Everyone's kind of saying the same things to the same audience. How can we stand out?
What's our point? What is the brand's point of differentiation? And really being able to say that in a way that's allowed.
Right.
And, because remember that when we talk about a drug that's new, you can only really say it's new for like 6 months,
6 months to a year.
And then everything has to change. It's not new anymore.
So with pharma marketing, there's so much to learn initially. There's a lot of things you can and cannot say, things the FDA won't allow you to say. And learning all that can be a little bit daunting at first. So what's kind of helped you navigate that and be a leader for your clients?
Well, I mean, I've had some great clients who've had patience to help me learn it.
Mhm.
But now I think there's a lot of websites out there. The FDA website helps me know
Yeah.
what I can say or what can't be noted in an ad. Or I think even more important is the writing. And we have, we work with some great medical writers who understand the things that are sort of allowed to say.
Yeah.
And maybe every drug is different. But,
Yeah. But I think tapping in, having a deep bench of knowledge of people that know how to navigate this industry, that can only strengthen your team.
For sure.
That can help if your client's lacking in that area. If they don't come to the table with that knowledge, then you can kind of rely on your team and use your strengths and, use your deep bench and fill in those gaps.
Like sometimes a marketing manager on the client side might only be interested in selling product more so than actually talking about the features and benefits of or why,
Why is this different?
Why the industry needs this, or why why an audience person might need this drug, and they just might be focused on selling. That's where I think where we really help, because we can help them understand like how to make it important for people. Whatever.
And that's the meaningful, fulfilling part of it for me.
Yeah, that's why I think pharma marketing is so good. It's like good marketing because it does help people.
You're impacting lives, you're making a difference, and just to be able to know that what you and your team put out there is truly helping even save lives in some cases.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, that makes you feel good too. At the
does.
end of the day, you don't have to just go home and know you've sold another tube of toothpaste. You've actually maybe,
Or making a difference.
made a difference. Yeah. We've been at this for a couple years now, both of us.
Yeah.
What are some of the home runs? What are some of the things you're most proud of in your pharma marketing life?
My pharma marketing world. Boy, I'd say I was enormously proud of our entire team when one of our pharma clients came to us, had a very rapid drug launch. They needed to be on the market in 3 weeks with a website. So we had to start completely from scratch, knowing nothing about this drug, nothing about the audience. How do we write about the drug? Where do we get all the necessary information that needs to be on the site? And we were able to pull that off in 3 weeks in the amount of time that we had. So I think that just speaks to being nimble, believing in your team, and having a great partnership, I think, on the client side, coming to us, having that trust. We're in a bind. We need to be in market. How fast can you do this? And they came to us because we knew we could pull it off.
Right, because they often have a hard launch.
Yep.
They've got an agreement that says we can market this for 6 months. They need to start right then.
When
there's
when
no
timing
wiggle
is
room.
everything.
Yeah. Right, because maybe there's going to be other drugs, other competitors coming on in 3 months.
Mhm.
So because of their agreement. So yeah, that's definitely, I think that's one thing we're good at, is launching a drug fast.
Quickly.
Yeah.
And effectively.
Right.
What about you?
Well, I think that the Cloxato website that we developed and launched is one of the greatest pharma sites out there.
Oh, yeah.
It has so much information that's not only about the product itself, which is dang good, but also it adds value to someone just researching about the opioid crisis.
The blogs and all the resources for whether you're suffering yourself or you're a caregiver to someone or just a concerned loved one, all the resources that are out there are so instrumental.
Yeah. And the audiences that it speaks to, like law enforcement, prescribers, just your general citizens, counseling, It's just the depth of that website is amazing, and the information it offers is just great for everybody.
I agree. That's a great one.
If you are wondering where to find all this good information, go to Kloxxado.com, KLOXXADO.com. Well, Kristin, this has been fun.
Oh, so fun.
But I think it's time to wrap up our first foray into the vlog world.
Vlog world. You're right. So thank you for sticking with us so long. We promised something of value. So here's some quick hits of what you can look for when you're hiring an outside agency partner for your pharma marketing needs. I think the first thing you need to look for is a team that is mentally flexible, open to new ideas, is going to come to the table with something new, and that can learn from you, the client. What else?
Look for a team that is going to guide you to success, not just do it for you. I think that's what a good partnership starts with, and partnership is a big deal at Responsory.
That's a huge cornerstone of how we do business. Don't look for someone that will treat you just like a vendor and an order taker. Smart with your investment too.
Definitely.
Someone that's going to take your dollar and stretch it and make sure it's being used very effectively. And I think at Responsory, we pride ourselves on that too. So if you want help with your pharma marketing, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. If you go to our website, responsory.com, put it right here. Ton of great stuff on there. Case studies. We have a great new white paper, Understanding the Evolving Pharmaceutical Landscape. But give us a call. Let's have a conversation. We're happy to help. And anything else you'd want to know, any other questions, leave it below in the comments.
That's a wrap.
Thank you so much for sticking with us on our very first vlog and podcast. We'll see you again next time. Thanks, everyone. My gosh.
Good night, Seattle.
Who let us do this?
Good time.
It was.